Hey dear learners, welcome back to e-learning platform of GS College of Commerce, Wardha. I'm Assistant Professor Rajeshwari Sharma and this lecture is for the BCom second semester for the subject Business Economics. So, here we are dealing with our first unit, that is market structure. Okay, thereby we have seen the meaning and the classification of market, which was our first topic under the first unit. Now we are dealing with our second topic under the first unit, that is firm and industry. In previous lecture, I have explained you the meaning of firm and the objectives of firm. In today's lecture, we are going to see the meaning of industry, then the objective of industry, and the difference between firm and industry. Then we are going to be done with this topic as well. So let's begin. So before discussing the objective of industry, let me tell you what is industry. Industry is a group of firm. Like here I can give you the example of telecom industry. Okay. If I'm talking about the Airtel, okay, what it is the firm. If I'm talking about the Jio, Reliance Jio, what it is a firm. If I'm talking about the Vodafone, what it is a firm. If I'm talking about the BSNL, what it is a firm. But when we make summation of all this firm, so it makes the telecom industry. Okay, telecom industry. Here all the firms which are having the same line of business, which are providing the same kind of services are included. So basically industry is the group of firms. I hope you are clear with the meaning of industry. Now we are going to see the objectives of industry. So objective of industry is basically divided into four major parts. First one is economic objective, second one is human objective, third one is social objective, and fourth one is national objective. So let's discuss them in detail. Economic objective. So first economic objective of the industry is earning profit. In previous lectures as well, we have discussed that profit is the lifeblood of business. No business can run without profit. Okay, so all the firms which are running under the industries, so the main aim of all those firms are generating more and more profit, are earning profit, and that is why the main economic objective of the firm is earning profit. Second one is production of goods. See, how the firms will earn profit, how the businesses will earn profit. They will earn the profit when they are going to sell their production in the market, right? When they are going to be engaged into certain kind of trade, they are going to be engaged into providing certain kind of services, then only they can earn profit. So the another economic objective of the business is production of goods and the creation of services. Because if goods would not be produced, how it can be sold in the market and how the profit can be generated? If the services are not being created, so how it can be provided to the customers in the market and how profits can be earned? Therefore, the second economic objective of the business or all the firms under the industry is the production of goods and the creation of services. Therefore, the second economic objective is the production of goods and the creation of services. The third objective is creation of market. See, when we talk about the market in economics, so it refers to the area whereby the buyers and the sellers of the product is residing. Okay, it doesn't refer to a platform, it doesn't refer to a place, but it refers to a area. Okay, like Flipkart. When we are talking about the Flipkart, so when you are ordering something on Flipkart, so there is no particular place where you are ordering something. What you get an online platform whereby you put the order for the product and they deliver it to your home. Okay, so this way it's a platform. So in economics, market is a platform whereby, or the area whereby the buyers and the sellers of the products are spread. So creation of market is the another economic objective of industry. Because take an example, you have the factory, thereby you have produced the goods, you have stored it there only, but you are not bringing it to the market. You do not have the proper facility, proper networking, proper sales and advertisement facility to just market your product or to create the customer base for your product in the market. So your goods would not be sold off in the market. You would not be able to earn profit in the market. Therefore, creation of market is the another economic objective of business, because market is the basic requirement to sell your products. Okay, market is a basic requirement to make your customers base strong. Therefore, the creation of market is the another economic objective of industry. Now we are done with the economic objectives. We will see human objectives. So what is the human objectives of the business? First one is welfare of employees. See, when I'm talking about the employees, so the progress of the business depends upon the working of the employees. If your employees are effective, if they are working with the efficiency, so of course you can earn more and more profit. You can have the better quality in your work. You can have the quality enhancement in your work. Okay. So therefore, welfare of employees is another human objective of the business, because if you are providing welfare services to your employees, if your working employees are benefiting by working in your organization, they are getting good opportunities for career development in your organization, so of course they will contribute more and more in the success of your organization, in the growth of your organization. So through welfare of employees you can also achieve the economic objective of the organization. That is why welfare of the employees is another human objective of the business. Another one is consumer satisfaction. So guys, consumer is the central theme of any business. No business can earn profit in the market if they are not having good customer base. No business can survive in long run if they are having no customer base. Therefore, each and every business in today's era, each and every business focuses on providing more and more satisfaction to the consumer. Like you see, when you buy something from any e-commerce website, so they give you the different methods of for providing your feedback, so that through your feedback they can know how much satisfied you are with their services, how much satisfied you are with their product. So this way, for knowing the customer satisfaction, different strategies are adopted by business, different practices are adopted by business. Okay, so by way of maximizing the customer satisfaction, they try to gain more and more market share. So another human objective of the industry is the consumer satisfaction. And next one is satisfaction to the stakeholders. Now, who are stakeholders? Stakeholders are the people who are directly or indirectly related with your industry, who are directly or indirectly related with your firm, like shareholders, creditors, debenture holders, okay, and the society. All these groups are known as stakeholder. Okay, so satisfaction, providing satisfaction to all these groups is another objective of the industry. Like we see that cement industry is going up, cement industry is going down. Sometimes it's being said that in the market this telecom industry is nowadays making progress, so we should invest in it. Or sometimes we hear people to listen that nowadays the construction industry is not making progress, so the companies who are working under this industry, we shouldn't make any investment in it. So this way, providing satisfaction to stakeholders create a kind of confidence in a particular industry. So each and every industry tries to give more and more satisfaction to their stakeholders. Like if they are shareholders, so they try to provide more and more dividend to them so that they can be satisfied. If they are debenture holders, so they try to give the better rate of interest to them. Okay, at time that too, so that it can create the good image of theirs in their views. Okay, so this way, providing more and more satisfaction to the stakeholders are the another human objective of the business than helping government. Okay, so now we know that the business is running in the society and the government is also working for the welfare of the society. Okay, so whenever there is some crisis time, like nowadays we are seeing that in the economy, COVID-19 crisis is prevailing, because of which the lockdowns have been imposed in many states in the India. Okay, and earlier in last year as well, the national lockdown had been imposed. Because of this, the government has suffered a lot in terms of revenue. Industries also have suffered a lot, and the people are also suffering a lot. So it is expected from the industries, it is expected from the big industries that they will support the government by contribution of funds in such times, so that government can use this funds for the betterment of society, so that the impact of crisis can be reduced. Impact of crisis can be reduced in the economy. Okay, so thus helping government is the another human objective of the industry. Then social objectives. Now we know that each and every industry, each and every business firm is running in the society. No business firm can run in isolation. If the business firm is running, so it needs society to run. Because for raw material, it depends on supplier who are the part of society. For the customer, it depends on the market, again, who are the part of society. So whenever we are to have the laborers, they are dependent upon the society. Okay, so laborers are the part of society. So no business can run in isolation. If they are running their business, if the industry is existing, means it is dependent on the society. That is why the industry is having certain social objectives. Let's see what are those objectives. First one, to ensure continuous supply of goods and services. So see what happens generally when the inflation happens. So for the own benefit, the various players in the industry start resorting to the anti-social practices, or those practices which is not beneficial for the society, like hoarding, okay, profiteering. So the social objective of industry is that the producer should not get indulged into such services. They should ensure that there is continuous supply of goods and services in the society, so that economic stability can be maintained in a society. The another one is to create employment opportunities. As I have told you, the business is dependent on society for its survival. Okay, so it's the moral responsibility or the social responsibility of the business to create employment opportunities for the people who are living in the society. Okay, how it can provide employment opportunities for the people, like if at some place there is concentration of industry, so it may require the ancillary industries to be developed. It may require the firms which can provide it the specialized kind of services. So if such firms are getting established due to the concentration of the particular industry in particular area, so the more and more people can get employment. Okay, so this way the employment opportunities are generated in the society. So this is the another objective, another social objective of the industry. Then effective utilization of resources. Now when we talk about the resources, so it includes the natural resources and the human resources as well. So business should ensure, or the industry should ensure, that there is effective utilization of the resources in a particular industry. They should not make overutilization of the resources, because if they are going to make overutilization of resources, if they are going to they will not ensure that those resources are being used optimally in the production process. So what will happen, the resources will go waste and it will not be there for the future generations. Okay, but if it will make the effective utilization of resources, so what will happen, it can be saved for the future generations, and at the same time the optimum utilization also ensures that the profit is being maximized. So effective utilization of the natural as well as human resources is another social objective of the business. Now we are going to see the national objectives. So first national objective of business is the development of SSIs. SSIs means small scale industries. Okay, so like I have given you the example of the concentration of industry. So some industry is being concentrated in the particular area. So it should try to give opportunities to the another ancillary industries. It should try to outsource its its different processes to the ancillary industry, so that there can be increment in the economic activities, and more job opportunities can be created in a particular area, and at the same time the small scale industry can also grow. Okay, so development of a small scale industry by way of giving them more and more works, by way of maintaining healthy competitions in the market, is the another national objective of the industry. Then improving economic position of society. See what happens if the businesses promotes various small scale industries. If they are giving opportunities to different ancillary industry to get set up in a particular area, if they are providing the more and more employment opportunities in the societies to the people, so what will happen, it will lead to the development of the economic position of society. Okay, so that through this way industry can help in economic development of the society. So improving economic position of society is the another national objective of industry. The third one is providing skilled personnel for the country. See, when we talk about the people working in industry, so they can be given the training. They can be given the training by which they can make the development in their career ahead. Okay, they can develop certain skills among themselves, so that it can help them to it can help them in developing their uh, own career, as well as it can help them to provide those skills and uh, making the skill more and more efficiency oriented. Okay, so that they can provide the skills for the development of society as well. So providing skilled personnel for the country is the another national objective of the industry. Now we are done with the objectives of industry. Next portion under this chapter is difference between firm and industry, that we are going to discuss now. First one is meaning. So I have already discussed the meaning of the firm and industry in detail. So let's see its meaning in brief. Firm is an individual unit of industry. Like if I'm talking about the Airtel, Jio, Vodafone Idea, BSNL individually, so these are the firms under the telecom industry. But if I'm talking about all this firm together, so it makes the telecom industry. So it does it from this example we can understand that firm is an individual unit of the industry, and we are talking when we are talking about the industry, so industry is the group of the firms who are working in the same line of business. Okay. Then scope. Of course, firm is an individual unit, so it will have narrow scope. Industry is the group of the firm, so it will have wider scope, wider area. So scope of firm is narrow as compared to industry, and scope of industry is of course wider as compared to firms. Next one is demand trends. When we are talking about the demand trends, so again we will try to understand this with the help of an example. If I'm talking about the demand for the services provided by Airtel, okay, so it's going to be the individual demand of the firm. If I'm talking about the demand for the services which are being provided by the Jio, so again it will refer to the individual demand for the Jio, that is a firm. But if I'm going to talk about the services provided by this telecom industry, services of all these firms under the telecom industry, that is Airtel, Jio, Voda, Idea, BSNL, etc. So what it will make? It will make the demand of the telecom industry. So this way, when we are talking about the demand for the products which are being offered by the particular firm, so it is the demand for the firm. And when I talk about the demand for the products which are being offered by a particular industry, so it will refer to the demand for the industry. Then equilibrium. When we talk about the equilibrium, so firm in what is basically the equilibrium? Equilibrium is a point whereby the demand and the supply intersect each other, means whereby the demand and supply is equal. Okay, so when we talk about the firm, so in the firm there is two conditions for the equilibrium, to reach equilibrium, that is marginal cost should be equals to marginal revenue, and marginal revenue curve should cut marginal cost curve should cut marginal revenue curve from below. Okay, so these are the two conditions for the equilibrium in a firm. But when we talk about this, we are going to discuss in detail in the next chapter. Okay, and when we talk about the equilibrium of the industry, so demand and supply forces determines the equilibrium of the industry in the market. Okay, the point where the demand for the product is equal to the supply of the particular product, thereby the equilibrium point of the industry is determined. Then another is supply curve. So when we are talking about the firms in the market, price taking firms in the market, so in their case their marginal cost curve is itself a supply curve. I will explain you in next chapters that how their marginal cost curve is going to be their supply curve. So in case of price taking firms, marginal cost curve would be their supply curve. But in case of industry, when you are going to make the summation of all the firms in the market, when you are going to make the summation of supply curve of all the firms in the market, then you will get the supply curve for industry. The next point is capacity, prices and output. So when we talk about the capacity, prices and output, so at the industry level, this balance reflects the total capacity of all players in the market and the distribution of the price levels offered by different competitors and aggregate output resulting from rise and fall of companies in the industry. Okay, and when you talk about the individual firm, so at the firm level, it involves balancing firm's growth and pricing strategies with demand for the firm's product. Okay, the another And the next point of differentiation between the firm and industry is the economic goals. Okay, so when we talk about the economic goal of the firm, so profit maximization is the economic goal of the firm. But when we talk about the economic goal of the industry, so as we have discussed that industry is the group of the various firms which are having the same line of business. So the main economic goal of the industry is to increase the market share. Okay, market share of a particular industry. So this way we have discussed the points of differentiation between firm and industry, and here we are done with this topic. In next lecture we are going to start with the next topic under the same unit. Till then, keep studying, stay safe. In case you are having any doubt, any query, please contact me and stay hungry for the knowledge. Thank you so much.